Good morning all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, 5/5, May 5th. And we're looking at Window Trader's market profile of all the three indices that we follow. And a nice follow through so far this morning after yesterday's push up. A lot of times M period is very unpredictable and we take it with a grain of salt. But right now they're following what they did late yesterday as they are attempting to get into the gap, into last week's range, and make this a one-day sell event from yesterday. Utterly amazing. Right now, as you can see in the triple Qs, they're still in. They had a large sell tail. They're still in the middle of it. They still have their gap. Russell missed filling their gap by 2 cents yesterday. They also had a large sell tail. They're in the upper end of it. SPY and ES have been trading above yesterday's high, taking back the rest of the sell tail, and attempting to fill the gap. And don't forget, we have that 11 wide POC, which I said was so disrespected a bunch of days. Well, we're attempting to finally get it today. Now remember, we still have 75 minutes to go. This is all pre-market. This has nothing to do with regular trading hours. So yeah, it's pretty impressive what they're doing so far, but they still need to do it in regular trading hours. Fill the gap and get acceptance into last week's range. Pre-market volume, a lot less than yesterday's, 400,000 so far with 75 minutes to go. So destinations and a game plan. So for the upside, I'm still going to use yesterday's high on both sides. 416.60 is yesterday's high, filling the gap at 417.67. Our pre-market high right now is 417.30, and that 11 wide is 417.44. So a lot of visual areas to get to. Then if they do that, they still have more work to do, the buyers. Remember, we had a price probe on the 3rd, 418.17. So yes, it'd be pretty impressive what they do, but they still need to take back that price probe. If they do that, then they have the 10 wide at 418.64, 419.27 afternoon rally high, and 419.84 daily high from the 3rd. For the downside, if we gap higher, we will use yesterday's high of 416.60. Then we don't have anything until our overnight low right now of 415. Then the 10 wide, or 9 wide we were, 413.93, 413.48 afternoon pullback, 411.98 daily low. So, if a lot of things happening here, buyers is pressing, doing a pretty good job. But if this fails, until we get more market-generated information, there's really not a lot to lean on the downside. Now, you will definitely be opening with higher values, so that's going to be a very, very big positive for the buyers. But to me, there's still going to be, I think we're going to have a pretty big battle inside of this gap. Because it's not just a gap, it's also trying to get back into the weekly low, where we put the weekly into balance, and also a very visual 11 wide POC. So it will be interesting. As far as the game plan, right now with 75 minutes to go, we're looking to gap into a gap. Not great risk reward on either side. Now the buyers will have a slight advantage because you'll definitely be doing it on higher value. But the question is, what are they going to do here? Are they going to fill the gap from yesterday, or will they fill today's gap? Will they fill both gaps? It's a very strong possibility. So I'm not sure if I would take a play early on. In fact, a better play might be early on, since I trade the options, if we open around 417, is to take a 417 straddle that expires today. Just looking, it doesn't matter which movement I get. We're not going to stay inside this gap all day. So whichever side wins, hopefully we get some acceleration. If the buyers win, we get up to the price probe. That's another $1. If the sellers win, we come in and at least go down and test either M's high or value high. So it's a possibility. If we open around this level, there's still a lot of time to go, I could take a straddle. Now, if in the next 75 minutes, we open, fill the gap from the 3rd, but can't get into the price probe, I would take a put play against that at least the first time to see if sellers are there again. On the flip side, if we open, hold today's gap, and start getting back into the gap from the third. Then I'll take a call play to at least fill the gap from that day. Again, it's going to be a very, very quick moving situation. This is going to be changing tremendously over the next 75 minutes. So that's why, again, being in my voice channel room, getting the up-to-the-date minute, moment, seconds of what we're looking to do while this is being live streamed is so important. And then on the chart, again, I'm just going to show you the SPY right now. So the weekly we saw yesterday, took out last week's low, came into balance. Now, here's the big question we have to ask ourselves. It was a 4-week balance. The low of it is 410.20. We got down to 411.67 yesterday. Is that all the sellers wanted to do? Get close to the bottom of the balance. Actually, 411.98. I don't know why they're showing 411.67 as the low. 411.98 is yesterday's low. Is that all they wanted to do? Well, if that's the case and we get accepted back into last week's range, what's the ultimate destination? The top of the balance, which is the all-time high. Same on the daily. This is important. If we take out yesterday's high, remember, we were balance, bear. If we take out yesterday's high, back to balance. So we still have 75 minutes to go. I think it's crucial for the bears to try to hold yesterday's high. If they're able to hold it, we're still down. So keep all that in mind as we trade today. And even if we take out yesterday's high, yes, we're in balance then, but if we get into last week's range but ultimately fail and close below it, again, nothing's changed in the bigger picture, and then eventually we'll probably look for the bottom of that weekly balance of 410 and change. So today's going to be really interesting where we close. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.